What's up, guys? Welcome to the Jackal Tackle and welcome back. It's been a while, but I'm back now. I'm really excited for the Six Nations and I'm excited to give you guys my predictions. I really do love the Six Nations, been a big fan for a long time. I wouldn't really say I have a team I support, probably France the last couple of years. Um, but yeah, I'm not really not committed to a certain team in the Six Nations, so mainly neutral, just watching rugby and enjoying close contests and stuff like that. And yeah, that's something we always get with the Six Nations. So I'm really excited for this year. I don't really like a runaway game or anything like that, and we don't see much of them those games in the Six Nations. So yeah, I'm happy to give you guys my predictions. Let's get straight into it. The wooden spoon this year. I think it's Italy again. Shame they are really starting to improve. You can really see the structure and the defense of Italy improving with the new coach they got in. Just they are having their youth is really exciting. Players like what's his name? Get like Lamoro, their new captain, the young guy, and their fly off. I can't remember his name now, but yeah, he looks really solid. It really did damage to the Bulls in the Rainbow Cup final. So yeah, they're really looking better, and I don't expect them to have the wooden spoon too long. I think they will maybe pass it on within the next 2 years, maybe. It'll be interesting to see how they do. I think they will push a couple of teams and maybe watch out for the last game of their last game of the season against Wales. If Wales struggle in the Six Nations, you never know. Confidence could be low and Italy could maybe cause upset. Who knows? Talking about Wales, fifth place, I'm going with them. The defending champions. Well, last year they won the title with a ton of red cards for the opposition and stuff like that. This year they're struggling with injuries. They had a disappointing Autumn Cup in my eyes. I would say it's disappointing. Lost against the Springboks. They did give the Springboks a contest, but nothing serious. Then they won against Fiji, but that was a real fright. At times they looked bad and could have easily lost that game if it wasn't for another yellow or red card. Fiji's discipline, of course, let them down. And then the game against Australia, I think everyone knows they should have lost that game. Even Welsh fans should know that. The officiating was poor, and yeah, won Wales the game at the end. Um, so I don't. There are lots of doubts in my mind because of Wales. I'm not sure how good they are, and I think they were lucky to win it last year, and I think they're gonna collapse this season. And yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a upset victory at the end of the season. Italy will probably be the team really challenging them. Fourth, I've gone with Scotland. Tough decision this, because Scotland, you never know what you're going to get with Scotland. They are unpredictable, inconsistent. So they definitely are the dark horses. I love the way Scotland play, really exciting. But I do see potential for them to lose certain games, and like I think they will the opening weekend. I think they will win England at Murrayfield, but games against France and Ireland, I don't think they'll be able to cope with them, and yeah, I think they'll come in fourth just because of their inconsistency. But they are work in progress, and I think if they can just keep on improving, they might be able to um, give South Africa and Ireland a run for their money in their pool. Yeah, I think Scotland are really, if they can keep improving, South Africans will maybe be a bit less confident. But yeah, okay, let's move on to third place, and I'm going with England, another dark horse probably. I think England are also not like the finished product, still very much work in progress. I think if they can, like Scotland, keep on improving, they really will be a contender for the World Cup. But at the moment, they also have a couple of injuries like Owen Farrell and people like that. So their important players are missing out, and I can't see them really. I think one big thing, like for me, who's watched Six Nations for a long time as a neutral, one thing I've seen is England tend to bottle big games. Like this is the last game of the season of the tournament, and then they need a bonus point win against like a mediocre French team or underperforming Irish or Welsh teams, and then they bottle it and they someone else wins it. So I think this could be the same situation this year with them playing France at the end of the season at France, so of in France. So I can't see them winning that game, and yeah, I think it's going to be very close. So um, one result could really change first, second, and third. So yeah, but look out for England. They have potential to maybe, if they perform well, they might win it. But I think they really can lose games that people will expect them to win, like the game against Scotland. I don't think they'll win on Murrayfield. But yeah, let's see. I think England really have potential to go far in this competition. So who knows? Second, this was the hardest decision for me. Um, France or Ireland to come second. Okay, so I've gone with France in second and Ireland first. France, I don't think it's their year. I think it will be tough for them to get five consistent games. Like we all know the French, like Scotland, you never know who you what French team will show up. I think they might rely a bit too much on the pont, and if the pont doesn't perform, they might collapse. But I think they they are definitely a threat for the World Cup. I'm really not writing them off. I think they can easily win the Six Nations, but you there's always a possibility. It's more likely that the French pull France out of nowhere. So like a great card in a easy game for them, or just something stupid like giving away like against Australia last year. Just they just needed to kick the ball out and they didn't, and then they lost the game. So you can easily see something like that happening in a big game, um, like against Ireland in the second test or in the second round. I think they might lose if they lose that game. I think Ireland takes it, but if France wins it, I think it's like a final for me. I think the second round maybe depends who wins it actually. So I'm really excited for the French team for the World Cup, but for now it's too early. They haven't peaked yet, which is a good thing. Irish fans will tell you it's not good to peak a year before the World Cup. I think France will peak in the World Cup and then will show the world what they can do. Then Ireland, I think they're peaking again, peaking too early again. With the win against the All Blacks, if you remember back, like the last World Cup, the same thing happened. They won the All Blacks, and then the year after they won the Six Nations, and then just they peaked too early. And I think it's happening again. I think they will. They will. I don't think they will do a Grand Slam, but I think they will probably lose the game against England on Twickenham. But I think they will be champions, and I think maybe someone like Johnny Sexton will be player of the season or player of the tournament, um, and will have a massive impact. The key thing for Ireland is Sexton to stay consistent and keep his head, because then they will perform. Someone I was looking at for like the next breakout player. I think, well, everyone knows about them, but Stewart from England, the fullback, I think he will have a massive impact for England. Massive career ahead of him. Really tall fullback. Was sensational against the Springboks, and yeah, I think that's someone to really look out for. I think the big games will probably be the last game, England versus France. Um, Maybe okay, the second round, France against Ireland, and yeah, games like that. I think where the big upsets will be is first game, Scotland against England, or in the first round, Scotland against England, and then yeah, like I said, watch out for Wales against Italy. Italy really are improving, and yeah, they're really looking like a serious team. If they can keep improving like this, they might be a serious team next year and might push someone teams like France and not France, Wales and Scotland. So yeah, let me know what your predictions are. Who do you think is gonna win it? Who's gonna be your player of the year? How long do you think Italy will still keep the wooden spoon, or do you think Italy are on the up? Or let me know if you think they're on the down. Do you think Georgia should come up? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.